Malika Mishra.
And I'm Hika Barve. And for those of you who don't know, Ask Profit is a show where we get your queries answered from our fundamental as well as technical guests live. And if you have any query, you can either WhatsApp us or call us on the number that's flashing below your screen just now. Let me first introduce our guests who are going to, help bring perspective to all your questions. Joining us today is Mr. G. Chokalingam on the fundamental side, and Mr. Amar Dev Singh joins us on the technical side. Welcome to the show. And with that, let's just go on to the first question. And it's a WhatsApp query from Venkat from Chennai. He's currently holding 212 shares of Bajaj Housing Finance at 70 rupees per share, which he got through IPO. Now he's already he's invested in this for around 4 years, and he's asking what the prospects in the future could be. Currently, sitting on a profit of over 10,000. Mr. Chokalingam, I'll come to you first. What's your outlook on Bajaj Housing Finance?
Outlook is good. It's a great company, great management. But I base my research view on the basis of relative valuation. As compared to Bajaj Housing, PNB Housing, according to me, looks much more attractive because Bajaj Housing trades at around 5 to 6 times book value, whereas PNB Housing trades at around 1.4 times. And recently, PNB Housing has posted 43% growth in profit. A lot of structural changes also happened in PNB Housing. So they are focusing very aggressively in affordable housing. Considering all these factors, I believe PNB Housing is far superior to Bajaj Housing in the short to medium term itself.
Mr. Chokalingam, Mr. Singh, I'll come to you. Your outlook on Bajaj Housing Finance, how does it look on the chart? Do we have enough data since the IPO?
Yeah, I would say if I look at Bajaj Housing Finance, so there's actually not much of data. We've seen the stock correct only significantly from 180 levels. Currently, it's around 118. So, not be able to comment much on based on the data that we have.
Not an issue, and we will go across to our next WhatsApp query. Dinesh has written to us from Rameshwaram. He holds 350 shares of Hexacom at 250 apiece, and he is told that when I started to accumulate, it seems to have a good future in EV segment, even after it acquired Tritium, if I'm not wrong, and I need to know about the fundamental of this company. Is it worth to stay invested for another 2 years? Chokalingam, I will pose this question to you. Hexacom was down over 8% in trade today, and the company has reported weak quarter with 49 crore net loss, and revenue from operations too declined by 25%. Do you think the company is going to, reverse the way it has been trading anytime soon and become a stronger player in the EV space?
The EV plays getting crowded, and if you look at historically the Indian equity market, it always the thematic boom happens, a thematic story plays out in a big way, but that is followed by intense competition in stock market as well as in the real business. So I doubt whether it can rise phenomenally. I would maintain a sell on this stock.
The next query that we have is coming from Mohit. Now he's gotten 1,000 shares of SBI at a price of 184, per share. The time horizon that he's looking out for is for the longer term, and that's for 5 years. And he's asking, something like that. Mr. Chokalingam, I'll come to you. SBI from a 5-year perspective, how does it look?
Well, no doubt, it's a great hold. It's a great buy also. This steep correction, I believe, in the market might continue till mid of March or end of March. I may be wrong, but I believe post-March, the market would definitely recover substantially. And SBI would be one of the few stocks which has got a good beta to recover substantially. So till March end, I believe it's a great time to buy a quality large cap stock like SBI.
Okay, got it, Mr. Chokalingam. I'm so sorry. Sumit is calling us from Qatar.
Yeah, good. And thank you for my call.
Most welcome. Please go ahead.
Yeah. My query just now resolved. I think somebody from Ludhiana, right? So
Yeah.
Can I ask another question?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. So I just want to that Hindustan Zinc. I have 124 pieces at the rate of 495.
Okay.
So I need a 1 year view.
Okay, so just reiterating those numbers once again so that we can flash the graphics on the screen too. How many shares do you have of Hindustan Zinc?
I have 124 share of Hindustan Zinc at the rate 495.
Okay, 124 shares of Hindustan Zinc at 495.
Right.
Okay, okay, got it. And when did you invest in Hindustan Zinc?
I think they're about 4 months back.
Okay, 4 months back. And why did you invest in Hindustan Zinc, if I may ask?
One of the largest company and, in the zinc, so I thought it will be profitable. Earlier it went, I think, near about 700 something. So I thought that it will give profit.
Okay. And do you want a short-term perspective on this one or a long-term?
1 year, 1 year.
Okay, Vanya. Amar, let's come to you on this one. What do you think about Hindustan Zinc? Our viewer is holding a couple of shares, over 100 shares of Hindustan Zinc, and it was close to 0.29% down in trade today. It's a good mining company. What do you think about the space and the company?
Yeah, I would say that this is a good company to hold from a medium-term perspective. What we've seen in this particular stock is that the stock has corrected from almost 800 levels, and a recent low was somewhere around 414, and it's now trying to consolidate. So these are very good levels for the stock in terms of fresh entry, or those who have their positions. They can hold on to the positions because the stock on the downside is very strongly supported around 400 and 410, 15. That's a very strong support zone. The stock needs to sustain above the 460 level for any meaningful rally. So that's going to happen, see, because these are non-ferrous metals. So it's more of a China effect also, which plays into the market. Also, demand supply definitely does play. So it's more of the metals overall, how they perform going forward. So he can hold on to his position.
Got it. Thank you for that. The next caller that we have joining us is Sachin, all the way from Kerala. Welcome to the source, Sachin. How may we help you today?
Yeah, hi. So my query is regarding Varun Beverages.
Okay. What's your current position
So
in
I
Varun
have 50
Beverages?
shares I have 50 shares at an average price of 585.
Okay.
I'm looking for a 6 months to 1 year view.
Okay. And what made you, initially, put your position into this counter?
Yeah, after budget, so I felt FMCG sector would do well, so that's why I entered Varun Beverages.
Got it. Amar, I'll take this to you. We have Sachin, who's currently holding 50 shares of Varun Beverages at a price of 585 rupees. The stock has corrected 15% just year to date in 1.5 months. And this comes despite this company having a moat in terms of its packaging and exclusive rights with PepsiCo. How does Varun Beverages look on the charts, and what could be the outlook for a 6 months to 1 year perspective?
See, overall, if you ask me, it clearly is under pressure. There's no doubt about it. So higher levels will be sold into Varun Beverages. Like recently, the stock had made a low of almost 530, 35, 40, and then from there it rallied by almost 10% towards 600 levels. But again, it has corrected over the last couple of days. So clearly, that tells me that from an intermediate term perspective, the stock is somewhere meeting with very strong resistance around the 580, 600 zone. That should act as a zone of resistance for the stock. On the downside, it does have support around the 520, 530 zone. Ideally, if you ask me, the intermediate term trend is very negative. So if it bounces back, sustaining is going to be a challenge for Varun Beverages. Till the time we don't see a trend change, which will only happen once the stock sustains over the 600. So he can hold on to his positions right now. If 540 is breached, then there could be further selling. Otherwise, the stock could go in for consolidation.
Okay. Rightly noted, Amar, and also Varun Beverages is going to announce its Q3 results on Monday. So NDTV Profit will keep an eye on the results as well and see how the street treats the results. And let's go across to our next caller now. Arun is joining us on the phone line from Chennai. Hi, Arun. Good evening.
Hey, hi. Good evening.
Good evening. Please go ahead.
Presently, I'm holding 500 shares of IRFC.
Okay.
I purchased it at 1 year back at the rate of 96 rupees.
Okay.
So now I've earned a profit of 38%. Okay. By the somewhere few months back there was a good surge in it, but now I see it is in a decreasing trend. At this point of time, I would like to know whether should I sell it or hold it.
Understood. Mr. Chokalingam, I will take this question to you. Arun holds 500 shares of IRFC at 96 rupees, a pretty attractive price to buy at given how much the stock has seen a downturn on the stocks. How do you think it could perform in the next 1 or 2 years?
Yeah. Even after this fall, still the valuation is slightly stretched. It is trading at around 3.5 times price to book value. We know all entire financial sector, there has been a substantial valuation contraction. Still, I would suggest hold because the retail float is quite low, and also there is a possibility of in the next budget more allocation happening to railways. Therefore, I would suggest long-term investors can continue to hold for at least 1 to 2 years.
The next caller that we joining us is Raghav from Chennai as well. Welcome to the show, Raghav. How may we help you today?
I'm Raghav from Chennai.
Yeah.
I want to know about the prospect of Nesco Limited.
Okay. What's your current position in the counter, Raghav?
Sorry?
How many shares do you currently hold in this stock?
So I'm holding 1,000 shares,
Okay.
brought at various levels. Average price will be around 400.
Okay. And are you looking
So
for a
I just
long-term or a
want
short-term
to-
view?
Yeah, very long term.
Okay, got it. Mr. Chonkalingam, I'll come to you. Nesco, not done, too bad in the last 6 months, up about 12%, under pressure in the last 1 month. Your view for Nesco on a long term, our viewer specifically, clarified a very long term view. So what's the outlook there?
Yeah, well, a few days back we covered on the same channel extensively, so I'll be very brief. Before giving view, I would like to say that I have invested, my family has invested, my company has invested. I firmly believe that it's a great long-term story, and it can create a significant wealth in 1 to 5 years. As I mentioned earlier, this company is engaged in facility management, and it used to be mainly catering to IT parks and exhibition center, but recently diversified into various other areas like events, weddings, food court, so many verticals it has entered. And also it has got 3 roadside facility management projects to the tune of 1,500 crore. So I believe it's an amazing story to evolve. I may be wrong, but this is one of the most high conviction stocks among 32, 33 stocks I cover and recommend to my clients.
Right, and as you rightly mentioned, we were discussing about 2 big multi-bagger stocks that you would recommend viewers to invest in, and Nesco and Shalby were the 2, so I clearly remember. Thank you so much for answering this question again. And we will take another WhatsApp query. Sumana has written to us from Dubai. She holds 50 shares of Garware High-Tech Films at 4,900 rupees. Now, the profit before tax decreased by 24% to 68.51 crore for this company. Profit after tax fell by 20.6%. Net sales were also low at 466, seeing a drop of close to 6.5%. And you can also see that our viewer is sitting on a substantial amount of loss, close to 75,000 rupees. Plus, the stock has seen a beating of 12% in trade as well. Amardev Singh, I will take this question to you. Although Sumana has not given us a time horizon for how long she wants to hold, these shares, what do you think about the company, and do you think she could make profits out of the investment?
So if we look at the company, so the company is primarily into manufacturing of polyester films, and if you look at the stock has corrected significantly. You rightly said that this quarter the stock is down by almost 32%, and the stock from its highs is down by almost roughly, I would say, around 40%, which is significant. Now the stock is trying to find some sort of support on the long-term charts. On the intermediate term, we've seen the stock finding some base. The last few days, the stock had managed to rally and hold, but today has been a very sharp day, and the volumes have also been significant. So I would say that if she's holding on to a position, so somewhere around 3,100, 3,200, that's a very strong support zone. But on the upside, till the time we don't see the stock sustaining above the 4,000, 4,200 level, the stock would go in for consolidation. And if you look at the December quarter earnings also, that that has also been significantly lower as compared to September. So I think that also would be one of the reasons we've seen this correction in the stock.
Got it. The next caller that we're joining us is Chetan from Bangalore. Welcome to the show, Chetan. What's your query?
Hi, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Ma'am, Astral Limited, 50 shares, average price 1900, 6-month short term, ma'am, 3-month in the consolidated, ma'am, Q3 result, ma'am.
Okay, got it. So just to put some perspective, Q3, Q3 results were fairly flat. We saw barely any growth on the net profit side. 2% uptick in revenues, and we did see a growth of EBITDA of 7% when margins were flat. We want a short-term view, Amar. I'll come to you. Astral down about almost 7% in the past month. It supported quarter earnings around 30th of Jan. How does this stock look on the charts?
See, if you look at the stock on the charts, it had a dream rally, and then it went for a toss from almost 2450 odd levels. The stock is currently trading around 1470, hitting a low of 1426. So there has been a very sharp erosion in the value of the stock, and what I see is that the trend definitely continues to remain bearish. But the stock is trying to find some strong support around the current levels. So ideally 1400, 1420, that should act as a very important support zone. We could witness a pullback, like recently we had a pullback in the stock towards 1550, but again it's come back to 1470. So ideally the stock will now go in for consolidation. Post the sharp correction which the stock has witnessed. So the recent low should act as very strong support zone. So 1400, 1420, 1430. That's a very strong support zone, but ideally any pullback, any exit opportunity should definitely be looked at, because the long-term charts are clearly displaying a lot of weakness. So effectively, if it manages to bounce back, also sustaining at higher levels would be difficult for the stock in the short term to medium term.
Understood. And now we have Ramesh joining us on the phone line from Chennai. Hi, Ramesh.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just holding 740 shares of EaseMyTrip.
Okay.
Averaging it around like 1634.
Okay.
I'm just holding with this stock for quite some time. It's not showing any progress. And even the promoter is selling their stakes continuously. So I'm just wondering whether can I hold this stock for long term, or it's not looking good for long term. Otherwise, I'll just sell it and move it to the next one.
And since when have you been invested in Easy Trip Planners?
I'm just averaging it whenever it's getting down. Right? I'm down averaging it for like quite 8 months, I guess. And all 8 months it fell, it keep on falling.
Got it. Okay.
Not showing any progress.
Understood. Mr. Chokalingam, I will take this question to you. Ramesh holds 740 shares of Easy Trip Planners at 16 rupees a piece. The stock is currently trading around 12, and that is at its 52-week low price levels. And the stock has taken a beating in the past couple of quarters. Why do you think that's the case with Easy Trip Planners? Because India is now, I think, at its peak of traveling. People want to explore, and this space is a booming space. But why is it not reflecting on the charts of this company?
Yeah, you're absolutely true. The industry is booming, but then the competition is also booming in this space. And the company has not managed to post superior growth. That's the reason the stock has corrected. But having fallen so badly, one can continue to hold it. But I just want to say that because I heard him saying that he continuously averaged it. That's a good strategy in the stock market for medium to long-term investors, provided it is based on thorough research and you get a lot of conviction on the basis of the fundamentals. Otherwise, this is another source of wealth destruction. In my learning, my experience, in my interaction with a lot of retail investors, I have learned this. Many people blindly keep on averaging. Unless you have to study thoroughly the balance sheet and the valuation comfort and durability of business growth, then only one should opt for continuously averaging on a downside.
Got it.
Okay. Just a second. So, Mr. Chokalingam, just for clarity, do you recommend viewers to stay away from the travel services space, or are there only just a few counters that you're pessimistic about?
Only few counters, because the only point is that this kind of new age companies, what I suggest that you give a P of say 30, but ensure that the company is able to grow the profit at least by 15%. So that is what I'm trying to say. If this kind of new age companies, if they are available at 50 PE, you should be confident enough that the profit can grow at least by 25% off of the PE. Otherwise, stay away. Whatever the theme is, whatever attractiveness in the theme, because in the last 30 years, the wealth is created on a thematic basis. Wealth is also destroyed in a thematic basis. So therefore, you have to be very, very careful about the relative valuation. Yes, theme is attractive, but individual stocks, all stocks may not have attractive valuation comfort.
Fair enough, Mr. Chokalingam. It's while making your investments, a mix of what theme you're catching on as well as how the company in specific is also doing. But let's welcome our next caller, and we have Arun calling us from Andhra Pradesh. Welcome to the show, Arun. How may we help you?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. What's your query?
Ma'am, I have Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you, Arun. What's your query?
Yeah, ma'am, I have 100 shares of Yatharth Hospital.
Okay.
I bought at 562.
Okay.
Now the stock is around 528.
Yeah.
I want to 1 year long-term view. So can I average it? No?
Okay, got it. So, Mr. Chokalingam, I'll take this question to you. Yatharth Hospital, it posted its Q3 earnings on the 27th Jan. A pretty good quarter for the company. You've seen revenues, EBITDA, all grow up. Net profit growth was a little muted at around 3%, but overall from the top line and your operating profit perspective, you did see 31% and 18% growth. What's your outlook for Yatharth Hospitals in the long term?
Yeah, when I look at earning, it is slightly stretched in valuation over 40 PE. But unfortunately, I have not worked out enterprise value per bed. So if Weaver is able to do that, or maybe next time we can take it up. So if enterprise value, that is market cap plus the debt on the book, net debt, if it is less than 2 crore per bed or even 2.5 crore per bed, then it's a good hold and one can buy on decline. But I have not done that exercise. But apparently looks little stretched in terms of PE.
Okay, got it. Amar, I'll just quickly take this to you. We don't have Mr. Chokalingam. He's not calculated the EV, doesn't have a proper perspective. But how does Yatharth Hospital looks on the chart? A quick answer there.
Yeah, so on the charts, it definitely seems that the worst is over for the stock, and the stock post the correction from 700 odd levels. It's currently around 428. So it has a strong support at 390, 400. So that's a level where there is definitely support for the stock. Only a fresh negative some trigger could further spoil the mood, and the stock could trade further lower. Otherwise, if there's not much material news flows on the negative side, I don't see this 390 or 400 level being reached anytime soon.
Okay, understood. That's the view on Yatharth Hospitals. Now we have Suresh joining us on the phone line from Andhra Pradesh. Hi, Suresh.
Hi, madam. Good evening, madam.
Good evening. Please go ahead with your question.
Actually, 1 month back, I have bought Shakti Pumps shares of 130 shares at an average price of 1066.
Okay.
Actually, recently it went up to 1380 and again came back to 890 rupees.
Okay.
Present market price is 930 around.
Correct.
I have loss of 17,000. Actually, I kept it for 2 years plan.
Oh, so you've been holding on to the shares
My question is, the price at which I have bought is overvalued or correct value I entered?
No, so you've been holding on to these shares for the last 2 years. Did I hear that right?
No, madam. Actually, I kept. I bought it last 1 month only.
Okay. Understood. And you want
Plan
a long...
for 2 more years.
Okay. Got that. Mr. Chokalingam, I will take this question to you because our viewer wants a long-term perspective on Shakti Pumps. He has 130 shares at 1,066 rupees. That's his average price. And as he already mentioned, that the stock is currently trading around 930. Now, although the stock has not done really well in the last 1 month since 2025 started, but last year was not so bad for the stock. Do you think a trend reversal is due for the stock anytime soon on the charts?
Definitely one can hold. In case it declines significantly, one can buy, because if I look at December consolidated results, company has done quite well on growth in terms of top line as well as profit, and stock trades roughly around 28 PE. For this kind of growth company, the 28 PE is also justifiable. So I would give my research view of hold on Shakti Pumps.
A hold for Shakti Pumps. Well, on that note, we'll just take a quick break over here, but do stay tuned and keep sending us your WhatsApp queries and do call us on Ask Profit and we'll get your questions answered live.
भाषण सुना उसके बाद मेरा पहला एक्रोनिम निकाला मैंने, वो था RRR, रिस्पॉन्सिव, रिस्पॉन्सिबल, रिफॉर्मिस्ट, और मैंने कहा रिवॉल्यूशनरी। हाउ डिड यू अराइव एट दिस नंबर ऑफ 12 लाख रुपीस?
हमें लगता है टैक्स पेयर उस लेवल नंबर से टैक्स भर रहा है, क्या उनको हम कुछ कर सकते हैं?
प्राइवेट सेक्टर कैपेक्स अभी तक वो इन्वेस्ट क्यों नहीं कर रहे हैं, जबकि आपका इकोनॉमिक सर्वे ही बताता है कि वो कैश पाइल पे बैठे हुए हैं।
अगर कंजम्पशन बढ़ता और उसके तहत लगता है कि ग्रेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट का पॉसिबिलिटी है, वो भी अच्छा ट्रिगर हो सकता है।
AI बहुत तेज़ी से आ रहा है, तो जॉब के चैलेंजेस होंगे, स्किल के चैलेंज पहले से हैं, तो जो ट्रांजिशन पीरियड का स्ट्रगल है, नौकरी मुझे अभी चाहिए।
पूरे साल का एक्सपोजर दिलाने के लिए हम इंटर्नशिप प्रोग्राम ले आए और इसके साथ साथ इस बजट में भी ट्रेनिंग फॉर AI इसके लिए सेंटर्स बनाए हैं।
They're looking at how to sort of reduce the number of slabs which is there in custom, which is like 12 or 13 slab, and how to bring it down to 5 or 6.
As a part of comprehensive review of customs rate structure announced in July 2024 budget, I propose to 1. Remove 7 tariff rates. This is over and above the 7 tariff rates removed in 23-24 budget. After this, there will be only 8 remaining tariff rates, including 0 rate.
Do you really know the company you invest in? What's the picture behind presentations and claims? Is the outlook as rosy as the company claims? Know your company, powered by NDTV Profit's research, shines a light on the biggest stock market movers. Know your company at 11:30 a.m. Monday through Friday, only on NDTV Profit.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
Do you really know the company you invest in? What's the picture behind presentations and claims? Is the outlook as rosy as the company claims? Know your company, powered by NDTV Profit's research, shines a light on the biggest stock market movers. Know your company at 11:30 a.m. Monday through Friday, only on NDTV Profit.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
Do you really know the company you invest in? What's the picture behind presentations and claims? Is the outlook as rosy as the company claims? Know Your Company, powered by NDTV Profits Research, shines a light on the biggest stock market movers. Know Your Company at 11:30 a.m. Monday through Friday, only on NDTV Profit.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
Do you really know the company you invest in? What's the picture behind presentations and claims? Is the outlook as rosy as the company claims?
Welcome back to Ask Profit viewers. This is a show where you send in your queries and we answer them through our experts. Joining us today is G. Chokalingam, who will answer all your fundamental queries, and Amadeo Singh from Angel One is here to answer all your technical queries. So don't forget to call us on the numbers flashing on your screen. You can also write to us on WhatsApp, and let's head straight to our first caller right after this short break. Amit is joining us on the phone line from Hyderabad. Hi Amit, good evening.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Please go ahead.
My question is regarding Bombay Stock Exchange share. I want to know its view on technical charts, and also is it a good strategy to hold till the time NSE gets listed, because it had a mixed result.
Okay, and how many shares do you hold of BSE?
I hold 100 shares at 650 rupees each.
650 rupees each. Can I also know when did you invest in these?
2021, I was watching an interview of Ramdev Agarwal, and was talking about the whole space of stock exchange.
Got it, got it. So congratulations, Amit. You sit on a massive profit of 5 lakh rupees. So great price to buy. And I will take this question to Chokalingam, sir. Chokalingam, what do you think about BSE as a company? He holds 100 shares at 650 rupees. The stock is currently trading around 5,709. Although he's asked for a technical view, I would want to know, is it a good company to be invested in? Because it also reported a healthy set of numbers. So profit was up over 104%, revenue up over 100% again. So great set of numbers and a good space to be invested in. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a great business, and stock exchange business will be there forever unless the regulatory changes happens technically. But he has been very lucky. He bought at the early stage, and last 4 years the stock has gone up by more than 30-fold. And now, as per data, this is the costliest exchange in the world. And also, we have been seeing market weakening, and a lot of IPOs also, the momentum they are losing. So I would give a sell call on the stock, and I would consider CDSL as a better bet than BSE, because CDSL has corrected a lot, and it is also related to stock market business, and it has been maintaining the lead in market share and growth. And whatever applies to BSE applies to CDSL as well in terms of growing population, investor population, and therefore CDSL would be a major beneficiary. In terms of valuation also, it is more attractive than BSE.
Amara, come to you. You were asked for a technical view. So how does BSE look on the charts? Not a very a bullish view from Mr. Chokalingam on the fundamental side, but on the technical side, is the picture a little different?
Yeah, I would say if you look at BSE on the technical side, though the long-term trend remains very strong, but yes, some of the technical indicators are in overheated territory. So effectively, that means that the stock would have to really struggle a lot to sustain at the current levels, and we could witness the stock going in for consolidation. So the levels to watch out for if he wants to hold on to his position, then ideally 5,000 is a very strong support zone, because the stock did breach that level and then again bounce back from that, and earlier that was acting as a zone of resistance. whereas on the upside, it's a 6,000, 6,100. That's a zone of resistance on the upside. Whereas support, as I said, is somewhere around 5,000. So it's a range play for this stock. And on the weekly charts, as the intermediate term trend, we are seeing definitely a tapering off of the trend strength. So the long term remains very strong, but long term, some of the technical indicators are extremely overheated. So they point towards consolidation. So yeah, it could be a good opportunity to maybe book part profit and invest in some other stock.
Got it. Part profit, book, a position on another stock, and if you want to stay in BSE, it's a range bound trade. But let's go to our next caller, and that's Venkat from Hyderabad. Welcome to the show, Venkat. How may we help you today?
Yeah, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening.
Ma'am, I'm holding Amaraja batteries of 50 stocks at the rate of 1235.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to know whether I can add some more stocks at the current market price, or will there be any downfall furthermore? This for the long term.
Got it. And when did you first enter your position in this counter?
It's around 4 months back.
Okay. And what was your initial rationale on entering into Amaraja?
Initially, I entered at 1245. Just averaged again, and it came down to 1235.
Got it. And are you looking for a long-term view?
Yeah, it's 1 year.
Got it. Mr. Chokalingam, I'll come to you. Amara Raja, our viewer has 50 shares at a price of 1,235. He's averaged it out a little bit. It did get a boost in terms of your budget 2025 with the exemption of lithium-ion batteries and, on the customs duty front. He's asking whether he can, add more to his position, and for a 1 year time period, how does the counter look like? What's your view?
Yeah, post-correction stock looks reasonably attractive, no doubt about it. It's around 20 PE. Still, I would give a hold recommendation till Q3 results are out. For this kind of business, it is better to wait and see the December quarterly results. So after that, if in case the results are good, it's on expected line in terms of improving profit, then definitely one can buy. Otherwise, right now, it's a hold.
Hold on Amara Raja, and now we have Ankit joining us on the phone line from Ahmedabad. Hi Ankit, good evening.
Good evening, team.
Please go ahead with your question.
My query is, I wanted to invest in ITC and my time horizon is 2 years. So what is the level at which I can enter into ITC?
I understood your question, Ankit, but why are you interested in ITC? What's the reason?
Mainly because I believe ITC is a defensive stock, and other than that, the budget announcement and today's NTC outcome, it seems like the consumption will be in focus for next few years, and that's the main reason.
Interesting. Mr. Chokalingam, I will take this question to you because he wants to know if ITC is a good stock to remain invested in. Now, the company reported its Q3 results yesterday, and net profit rose by 1.1%, revenue was up 8.4%, and the agri-business actually contributed the most to its profit. And our viewer also mentioned that given MPC's neutral stance and the rate cut that happened this morning of 25 basis points, it's going to boost liquidity in the market and give more money in the hands of the common man. Do you think in that kind of scenario, consumption is going to take, consumption is going to get a boost, and companies like ITC are going to benefit from that?
Yeah, we do analysis to market ideas on the basis of these, bullets. But a lot of businesses are competing for the rise in the disposable income. So I'm not sure that alone, that is significant, no doubt, the budget measure. But whether that alone can be a justification for buying a stock, I have my own doubt. Yes, we also have a buy call on ITC. Medium to long term, it's a good buy. But short term, even though I have a buy call, I must admit the fact that in short term, it might stay under some stress. I have analyzed the results. Unfortunately, the two biggest business segments, both cigarettes and FMCG, the revenue as well as segment profits have a very subdued performance. And what is shown as a discontinued business, that is hotel business, has done phenomenally well. Now that is listed as a separate ITC hotel. I have both ITC hotel buy recommendation. But in the short term, ITC may not perform well. For medium to long term, it is a good stock to hold. But in the short term, I believe ITC hotel can beat ITC. Phenomenal results. And I expect a lot of noise to come in terms of expansion of hotel business by ITC Hotel in the short term itself. That also would be positive.
Okay, Mr. Chokalingam. So I understand that you have a buy call on ITC as well as ITC hotels. Now, Ankit asked that if this is the right time to enter. So, say tomorrow, would you recommend Ankit to buy a couple of stocks of ITC?
As I mentioned, I am little nervous on the whole market till mid-March. I believe the market might, show weakness or volatility with the downward bias. So my research view is that investors can spread accumulation of equity till mid-March or even end of March. Yes, it's a buy. One can definitely consider even from tomorrow. But my research view in general, equity strategy is that the investors can spread out their purchases till mid-March or even end of March.
Got it. Let's move on to our next caller, and that's Saurabh from Ahmedabad. Welcome to the show, Saurabh. How may we help you today? Hello, Saurabh, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yeah. Please go ahead with your question.
I have Piramal Pharma.
Okay.
350 quantity at the rate of 230, and I can hold it for 5 years. So please suggest me.
Okay. So are you looking for a long-term view or a short-term view?
Yeah, ma'am, long-term.
Okay.
5 years. I can wait 5 years.
Okay, for a 5-year period. Okay. So you have Piramal Pharma. Mr. Chokalingam, I'll come to you. The stock has taken a beating in the last month, so has the market, but on a 6-month and a 1-year basis has done pretty well. Your outlook for Piramal Pharma on a long-term view for like 5 to 7 years is what our viewers asking.
Yeah, valuation is stretched even now after the fall, but still, if somebody has 4 to 5 year view, definitely it's a buy, accumulate on declines for 2 reasons. One, as I said, the stock price has corrected a lot, and second, I have monitored the management's media interviews about their future expansion plans. That gives a little more confidence in the stock. So my research view is that accumulate on declines over a period of 1 to 3 months.
Okay, got it. And now we have Kumar joining us on the phone line from Chennai. Hi, Kumar. Can you hear me? Okay, I think there seems to be a technical issue. I will nevertheless take away his query. Kumar wants to know if this is a right time to enter a stock like Wellspun Living. Now, this is a home textile manufacturer, and let's come to you on this one, Chokalingam, and I will also take your view on this, Amar, just after Chokalingam's analysis on this one. So we were just talking about how discretionary spending is going to grow, or is expected to grow rather, given our RBI rate cut policy and the government's boost to consumption. Do you think counters like Wellspun Living will see an uptrend, because the charts don't look pretty positive from the short-term view?
Yeah, definitely. But the stock has already corrected almost 40-45%. And the valuation multiple also has shrunk quite reasonably. And also it is known for delivering good return for shareholders if you see Wellspun Group's performance over the last 10-15 years. So I would give accumulate rating over next 1.5 months. On every small decline also one can consider buying Wellspun Living.
Okay. And Amar, what is your sense of Wellspun Living looking like?
So if I look at Wellspun Living, see, the stock has been on a correction mode from almost 200 odd levels when the stock had made a high of 212 in August of 2024. The stock is currently in a downtrend. It's trying to form some sort of base around the current level. So we'll have to wait and watch, because earlier also it had made a low of somewhere around 120. So ideally 150, 120 is a level where the stock should find some support. And there maybe one can look at some buying opportunity, but not at the current levels.
Got it. Let's take our next caller, and that's Kanan. Kanan, welcome to the show, Kanan. And what's your query about?
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
My query is to Chokalingam sir.
Okay.
So I hold 220 shares of Motilal Oswal Financial Services at an average price of 787. I'm looking for a view of 2 years.
Okay. Okay, got it. So, Mr. Chokalingam, the question is directed to you. So, I'll take it to you. Your outlook on Motilal Oswal. Our viewer currently is sitting on a loss on the counter. He has 220 shares at a price of 787 rupees a piece.
Yeah, now capital market is a down cycle, so it's a tough time for even for big people, and of course, small people. You need not say explain the current situation. But the viewer said 2 years. I am sure in 2 years, Motilal Oswal once again can definitely bounce back, having seen the track record in the last 10, 15 years. So definitely it's a hold. On any further decline, it's a good buy also for medium to long term.
Understood. So it's a good buy on Motilal Oswal. And now we have Advait joining us on the phone line from Thane. Hi, Advait.
Yes, so I had a long-term and short-term query on Ujjivan Small Finance Bank.
Okay.
I wanted to know, should I buy more or switch to something like Equitas or AU Small Finance Bank?
Okay. And for how long have you been holding on to the shares of Ujjivan Small Finance Bank?
Around a month or something.
Okay. And did somebody recommend this stock to you, or was it your own analysis?
No, I just saw, I thought it was fairly valued. So I wanted to take some small finance bank.
Okay, got it. So, Mr. Chokalingam, let's start with you on this one. Our viewer holds 1,000 shares of Ujjivan Small Finance Bank at 36.30. The stock is currently trading around 40 rupees a piece, has seen an uptick of 3% plus in trade today. Now, small finance banks have been a concerning point in the banking space because, you know, a couple of years back, if you zoom out and see, first it was loan growth that was a concern, then there was deposit growth that was a concern, and now it's asset quality that's a concern. And you know, with small finance banks, there's higher risks as well. Plus, a lot of banks in the space have not been reporting strong asset quality. But because the stock is pricely cheap, a lot of retail investors tend to get attracted towards these stocks. What would your suggestion to Advait be? What should he do with his shares, and what does the prospect of the company look like to you?
Yeah, definitely it can give from current level, anywhere from 10 to 20%. A, the stock has corrected a lot, and B, asset quality seems to be good. Net NPA is less than 1%. And also the one way to look at the valuation of this is to see price to book value, which is also quite reasonable, around 2 times. But however, you may not make phenomenal wealth in small finance companies or small finance banks, because there has been a massive structural change in this space in the last 5 to 8 years. There's so many players entered small finance. So many people have entered fintech businesses in financial services. Then you have a payment bank, and then the POC banks also consolidated and they have become very aggressive. So there has been a tremendous structural change in the business itself. Competition intensity is very huge. So I don't think one can make a tremendous wealth. You look at the HDFC Bank, which used to trade at 4.5 times. It has become a 2.5 times price to book value. And there are a lot of banks which are now trading at even 1 time or 1.2 times. So yes, on Ujjivan, it's a hold, and any small decline buy. But one should be aware of the massive structural changes taking place, so that one should be cautious in investing aggressively in small finance banks.
Very well. And Amar, what is your technical analysis of the stock looking like? Now, since Advait holds 1,000 shares, for how long do you recommend him to hold?
Yeah, I would say that, this stock was in a downtrend from almost 60. The stock came to as low as 30. So there was a 50%, almost 50% decline in the stock. And the stock for the last couple of weeks has bounced back. This week also, the stock is up by 10%. It does have some resistance coming around the 42 levels. Or I would say, 42 level is going to act as a very strong resistance zone. If that is taken out, then the stock could witness some rally towards the 45, 46 level, where he should look at booking at least 50 to 60% of the profit once 42 is sustained on the higher side.
Let's take our next caller, and we have Saravana from Chennai who's joining us. Welcome to the show. What's your query for today?
Yeah, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Yeah, I have 44 numbers of LIC at the average price of 892 rupees. I want to looking for 1 or 2 years of view.
Got it. we had actually LIC post its Q3 numbers post market hours today. We have seen a reduction in the net interest income, down about 8.6%. Solvency ratio stood at 2.02% versus 1.98% a quarter ago. We have gross NPAs at 1.64% versus 1.72% a quarter ago. And net profit, however, has seen an uptick of 16.26% and now is at 11,000 crores versus 9,400 crores. Mr. Chokalingam, I'll come to you. Our viewer has 45 shares at a price of 90, at a price of 92. Post the Q3 numbers, we have seen, it's a mixed set. Or what's your view on a 1 to 2 year time period?
I would prefer HDFC Life, supported by bank, and also the HDFC Life stock has corrected. So in the insurance space, I prefer a private player like HDFC Life to LIC for long-term investments.
And now we have Kailash joining us on the phone line from Kerala. Hi, Kailash.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for calling Ask Profit. Please ask away your question.
I have 4,000 shares of Geo Finance at the rate of 275.
Okay.
And 2,000 shares of L&T Finance at the rate of 99.
Okay.
Okay. My query is, I can hold it for maybe 3 to 5 years. And my query is, should I keep both, or I can sell one and accumulate the other? If that is the case, which one I should accumulate, which one I should discard?
Okay, got it. So, Mr. Chokalingam, I will take one to you, and then Amar, I will ask the other one to you. Let's start with Jio Financial Services, Mr. Chokalingam. He holds a couple of shares of Jio Financial Services, and he's asking if it is a good time to buy, is it good time to sell the counter? What do you think about it?
Yeah, we have a buy recommendation on Jio Finance. Unfortunately, the stock has come down along with the meltdown in many financial services companies. But I believe that it's a good buy at current level. If you see the investor presentation of Jio Finance, they said that now it is all set ready, various verticals for to take off. And as all of us know, it is also holding 1 lakh crore rupees worth of Reliance shares. So in the long term, I believe that they would be able to leverage on this holding in Reliance and expand business in a big way. And debt also, almost nil. So I prefer Jio Finance for medium to long term.
Okay, got it. And Amar, they were saying, what is your view on L&T Finance?
I would say if I look at L&T Finance, what we are seeing is that this stock has been trading, consolidating, because if we go back in time, so the stock used to trade almost as high as 190, and then it came down all the way down. And currently it's around 150 odd level. So this also as a company, I would say is good enough and can be held from a long-term perspective also. So he can hold on to his position in L&T Finance from a long-term perspective.
Let's take our next query, which is a WhatsApp query from Sandeep. It's about RT Drugs. He's currently holding 200 shares of RT Drugs at a price of 692. He's asking whether he should hold or sell his position. A little bit, we had, RT Drugs post its Q3 numbers. We've seen a reduction on your revenue, your EBITDA margins have remained stable, and a slight growth in net profit. Amar, I'll come to you. How does RT Drugs look on the chart? We don't have a time period, so I'll take this to you.
Yeah, so if you look at RT Drugs, this is one pharma company which has missed the bus in terms of performance. The stock has been consolidating, I would say, since March of 2022. So it's 2 years the stock has been in for consolidation. It did rally towards 645 and then 635 levels, but it's down to 400, 415 right now. It's trying to form a base somewhere on the downside. So till the time the stock doesn't breach the 400 levels, I think it's fine. But overall, the structure of the chart is very weak. So effectively, it means is that any pullback will be a shorting opportunity, or those who have bought, they'll look at booking profits, or I would say wait for the stock to witness a trend change. The trend change hasn't really materialized in the stock. And for that to happen, the stock needs to consolidate and sustain above the 440, 450 on a consistent basis. Otherwise, we could witness the stock going for consolidation between 400 and 500 on the upside.
Understood. And Mr. Chokalingam, staying on RT drugs, I'd also like to know from you that because we have Trump tariffs now, do you think the pharma space could in any way benefit from these tariffs and also as a result see some profit booking or some kind of profit elevation on the charts of some of these pharma counters?
It is quite possible for Indian pharma sector to get one shock due to Mr. Trump's possible moves. But I have a firm view. I may be totally wrong, but I have an extraordinarily firm view that USA cannot block import of pharmaceutical goods into America. If that was to be the case, the standard of living, cost of living for Americans would shoot up like anything. They can compromise on other consumer spending, but I don't think any government in America can compromise on the cost of living or standard of living related to healthcare sector. So even if he moves, he will be forced to withdraw. And also politically, I don't think America can antagonize both highly populated countries on the earth. So I would not worry too much. And also the way the rupee is weakening, that also would make pharmaceutical exports to America a little cheaper. So, and third, America has already implemented a very, very severe quality control measure through US FDA. That already started controlling the supply.
Yeah.
So all these factors augur well for Indian pharma companies.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. Chokalingam, for putting that into perspective. And I want to thank both of you, Mr. Chokalingam and Amar, for joining us and helping viewers answer your queries. But with that, it's a wrap on this edition of Ask Profit. We'll be here in the morning as well as in the evening on Monday, where you could get your queries answered by a fundamental and technical guest live. But till then, stay tuned.
And have a good weekend.
Yes.
भाषण सुना उसके बाद मेरा पहला एक्रोनिम निकाला मैंने, वो था RRR, रिस्पॉन्सिबल, रिफॉर्मिस्ट, और मैंने कहा रिवॉल्यूशनरी। हाउ डिड यू अराइव एट दिस नंबर ऑफ 12 लाख रुपीस?
हमें लगता है टैक्स पेयर उस लेवल नंबर से टैक्स भर रहा है, क्या उनको हम कुछ कर सकते हैं?
प्राइवेट सेक्टर कैपेक्स अभी तक वो इन्वेस्ट क्यों नहीं कर रहे हैं, जबकि आपका इकोनॉमिक सर्वे ही बताता है कि वो कैश पाइल पे बैठे हुए हैं।
अगर कंजम्पशन बढ़ता है और उसके तहत लगता है कि ग्रेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट का पॉसिबिलिटी है, वो भी अच्छा ट्रिगर हो सकता है।
AI बहुत तेज़ी से आ रहा है, तो जॉब के चैलेंजेस होंगे, स्किल के चैलेंज पहले से हैं, तो जो ट्रांजिशन पीरियड का स्ट्रगल है, नौकरी मुझे अभी चाहिए।
पूरे साल का एक्सपोजर दिलाने के लिए हम इंटर्नशिप प्रोग्राम ले आए और इसके साथ साथ इस बजट में भी ट्रेनिंग फॉर AI इसके लिए सेंटर्स बनाए हैं।
Sources telling us is that government is expected to provide a roadmap of the next phase of national monetization pipeline, where they are going to set a higher target for the next fiscal onwards.
Building on the success of the first asset monetization plan announced in 2021, the second plan for 2025 to 30 will be launched to plow back capital of 10 lakh crore in new projects.
Do you really know the company you invested? What's the picture behind presentations and claims?